Up next on End of the Day Beer Review, we're going to be looking at Goose Island's Bourbon County brand Caramella Ale. Check it out. Hi everybody and welcome to End of the Day Beer Review. My name is Rich and today we are going back into the cellar. It is November, so I'm starting to get into the Bourbon County mindset, although gotta be honest, I am almost always in the Bourbon County mindset. So I decided to go back to one that I was hanging on to, and I only have two of these cellared. I have one that's still in the box and I have this one that's been in the fridge. I've let it come up a bit temperature wise, so it's a little bit better to get to now. This is a 2020 vintage wheatwine ale aged in bourbon barrels with apple, cinnamon, and natural caramel flavors. Now, when I had this, I remember drinking it and it tasted a bit like an apple pie. So I'm sort of excited because I did like it. This was also aged in Larceny bourbon barrels. So, you know, this is one of the special variants that Goose Island put out in 2020, and I remember it as being very good. It wasn't one that I bought a ton of, but enough to see how it would age. So here we are in 2023, and let's see how it aged. Now, I have to be honest with you, the wheat wines I've had some less than stellar luck with. In fact, in some cases, I've opened them and they have not lasted in the bottle. I have one in the fridge right now from 2019 that is just filled with, I'd say sediment, but it's not on the bottom, it's everywhere. So I checked this bottle beforehand with a really bright light to make sure it looks like it's still good. And by the way, I've never had that issue with any other Bourbon County other than the wheat wine. So I'm sort of, I don't want to say afraid, but a little worried. Using the Bourbon County 2016 glass, I think this one is. Is this it? Yeah, 2016 glass. It's the only one I have actually. And let's see how it pours. And it is a really nice sort of amber colored ale that's coming out. Now, I'm only going to pour halfway because I have no idea the consistency. I do not see any sort of floaters in there. I don't see any of the gunk that I've seen in some of the other ones. And I will tell you right now, the bar has filled with the aroma of bourbon. But that's all so far. So let's see what the nose is like on this. Big bourbon smell on this. You know, the bourbon is definitely the over top, but I'm also getting caramel in there, or caramel, I guess, depending on how you pronounce it. I say caramel. And this is really nice. Sweeter than the average Bourbon County Stout in, you know, as far as the 2022, which was the last one that I've had. But yeah, I'm getting that bourbon aroma. I'm getting that caramel, you know, aroma there. I'm not getting any apple and maybe just a hint of cinnamon. And I know the variants tend to, I mean, they age one of two ways. Either they become stellar or they're good, but a lot of the adjunct material that went into it has sort of faded. Now, as far as legs go, this, it's hard to see. Not a tremendous amount of carbonation, but wow, it really does cling to that glass. And I have to tell you, as far as the beer goes, I do love the color of this one. That sort of nice, very light brown, almost whiskey-like color. So, yeah, a lot of legs on this one. I wonder what the ABV on this, I just don't remember from back in the day. Oh, so this is a heavy one. Probably should have said this earlier on. This is, first off, it was bottled on September 25th of 2020 from the look of it. So this is, yeah, just about 3 years old. And this is 14.6% ABV, using the correct glass according to this. And again, looking at this, I do not see the gunk that I've seen in some of the others. I have to do an episode just on that one that I have. Yeah, a lot of bourbon, a lot of caramel, a lot of sweetness here, which I'm sort of excited about. I'm not getting the chocolate aroma that I normally get in a Bourbon County, so, you know, let's see what it's like. Oh my God, that's outstanding. This is one of those variants that has aged well. I remember drinking this and saying, my God, this is like an apple pie in a glass. It's still there and incredibly complex while we're at it. So as you drink it, on the front end of your tongue, you're getting that sort of caramel flavor and the bourbon flavor as well. As it goes down, and slowly goes down the back of the tongue, what you're getting is that cinnamon. And I swear to you, there is a hint of apple there. Especially on the aftertaste. The aftertaste is all apple. This has held up magnificently. It is smoother than I remembered. I do remember there being a bit of an alcohol burn when I tried this the first time. That is exceptional. One day I have to do an inventory of all the Bourbon County that I have here and just put it up, because I collect these and I let them age, and sometimes I am incredibly disappointed by what happens. That double toasted from, I guess, 2 years ago, just to me it didn't last. It was still exceptionally good as far as the beer goes, but it had lost a lot of that flavor that I had loved the first time I had it. This beer, I remember being very, very good. But what's amazing is, I swear in the glass, this has, not in the glass like as in the glass bottle, this has aged and become so much smoother and mellower than I remember it. And again, I don't know if it's just my memory of the beer being a little harsher than this, but this is something you can sip all night long. I'm not getting a tremendous amount of the alcohol. In fact, there's no alcohol on the nose at all. No, it's just bourbon and caramel on the nose. But my God, when you drink it, it just opens up as it goes down. Again, all of that bourbon, all that caramel, but then that cinnamon about mid-tongue, and then just on the back end, you get the apple. And just now, 2 or 3 sips in, I'm starting to get just a little bit of that burn from the alcohol. And this is a beast. This is 14.6% alcohol. So this is a pretty heavy hitter. But my goodness, it is really, really mellow, very easy to drink. I don't want to say dangerous, because now I'm getting a little bit of the burn. I have a feeling that once I'm halfway through this, I'm definitely going to feel the alcohol. But right now, this is gorgeous. And herein lies the problem when you buy the Bourbon County adjunct, adjuncts, yes, is that you wind up not knowing how many to buy. I think I bought 3 of these, and this is my second one, and I have one still in a box on the side that I'm hoping will continue to age and become beautiful like this one has. And at the same time, like last year, I went out and I bought the Biscotti Stout, and I didn't think I was going to like it, so I bought one and figured if I had to, I could hustle around and grab some extras. And I'm so glad I only bought one, because for my palate, it was terrible. I hated it. Not even like, it wasn't just my least favorite of last year's batch. It was the least favorite Bourbon County I have ever had, period. So, this is the game, I guess, that we play with the Bourbon County variants, is that you just never know. One, what it's going to be like, so there's always that adventure, and 2, how it's going to age if you decide to cellar it. But I will tell you this, if you see this in your area on the secondary market, I remember when I bought this, I think it was like $25 or $30 when I bought it. I bought it on release day of 2020. This has aged beautifully. It really has. And again, it says it's a wheat wine ale aged in bourbon barrels with apple, cinnamon, and natural caramel flavors. And this is 2020's vintage. So 3 years in the bottle, and it is an exceptional beer. To right now, early November, this is an exceptional beer that has really, I think, just matured and become better with age. Now I'm starting to get the burn. I will tell you this, you can definitely tell this is got sort of that Larceny bourbon flavor to it. And the thing is, I don't know Larceny bourbon that well, but I do know most of the other Bourbon Counties have a slightly different bourbon taste than this. This is exceptional. And I will sit back tonight and seriously enjoy this one. If you see it on the secondary market, this is definitely a Bourbon County that is worth getting your hands on and trying out because it is outstanding. Yeah, the cinnamon, the apple, the bourbon, the caramel, this is just wonderful. So again, this was Goose Island's Bourbon County brand Caramella Ale with, again, a wheat wine aged in bourbon barrels with apple cinnamon and natural caramel flavors. And this was aged in barrels from Larceny Bourbon. And I gotta tell you, this makes me want to go out and get some Larceny Bourbon because this is an exceptional beer. So if you see it, I would definitely pick it up. Anyway, folks, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this, and I will see you next time. Cheers.